This is the Bugatti Chiron, a replacement for the Bugatti Veyron. This car is worth at least $2.5 million. It is better than the Veyron in all perspective, having an 8-liter W16 engine, costing the same amount as 142 Volkswagen Golf with quad-turbo petrol, making 1,103 kilowatts, 1,500 metric horsepower, 1,600 Nm torque, 1,180 pound-foot from 2,000 to 6,000 rpm. Drives with 7-speed ESG, which is the dual clock gearbox. This car has 2 exhausts with a very loud sound outside the car and a calm sound in the inside. It has only 2 seats, which makes it perfect for young couples. When it comes to comfort, this car breaks the limits. It's absolutely comfortable. This is the predecessor of the Bugatti Chiron you have just seen. But unlike the Chiron, this predecessor was able to drag as the world's fastest production car in the Guinness World Record for good 3 years. In 2010, only one of the 30 Bugatti Veyron Supersports ever made reached 267 miles per hour, overthrowing the SSC Ultimate Aero, which was the fastest car in the world at that time. But currently, it's no longer the fastest. This is one of the lowest sports and luxury cars to ever exist. This car is very slim, long and also comfortable. It has 1,244 brake horsepower and also 1,244 kilograms of weight. This car is loud just as any sports car. The car uses a 4GT gearbox which is designed and manufactured by Ricardo. It's believed by many that the car can only move fast in a straight line, but the manufacturers proved them wrong. Cause even when turning, you can still be on speed, having a really spectacular brakes that can stop the car at its highest speed in just some seconds. It's directly comparable to an European supercar like the Carrera GT, which is one of my favorite supercars. The Carrera GT has all the connections and the real excitement that will make you fall in love with it. But the Veyron got 2.5 times the power and way more performance, so it's in a different league from something like the Carrera GT in that perspective. The Zinga 21C. This hypercar is compared to the Hennessy Venom GT, not because of the speed but because of its shape. The 2023 Zinga 21C marks a new era in the car business with a 2.8-liter V8 engine. Its hybrid powertrain is fully printed from data designed by Divergent proprietary optimization software. The original material makes the car component precise and extremely strong. This car is a combination of human spring power and artificial intelligence. This car comes with 2 seats which are more like vertical, that's one person at the front and the other person at the back. Its design was inspired by the United States Air Force SR-71 Blackbird with a top speed of 253 miles per hour. This is the Koenigsegg Agera RS, and it's simply one of the most breathtaking, insane cars ever manufactured in the entire history of the sports car. It cost around $2.9 million when it was first released, but at around 2018 to 2019, it had a value of around $10 million and also had a horsepower of 1,400. There are only 25 Agera RS models in the world. This car also has the option coming with 1,160 horsepower, and it also has the optional 1 megawatt package which costs $270,000 to bring this car up to 1,400 horsepower. This car is also the reigning champ for the world's fastest production car. It was topped out at more than 280 miles per hour. The title of the world's fastest production car has been passed back and forth in the last 15 years. It has changed 4 times. Bugatti took it in 2005 with its 254 miles per hour, only to lose it to the SSC Ultimate Aero in 2007. Bugatti regained the title in 2010 with the Veyron 16.4 Supersport and managed to hold on to it until 2017 when the Koenigsegg Agera RS hit 278 miles per hour. But Koenigsegg record will not stand for long because it gave it to the SSC Tuatara, covered with a simple aerospace-grade carbon fiber skin. The Tuatara weighs just 2,750 pounds. The Tuatara V8 power plant is an equally marvelous piece of engineering heroism. The 5.9-liter engine uses a flat plane crankshaft to reduce its rotating mass and lifts the vehicle redline up to 8,800 rpm. The twin-turbo design offers 1,350 horsepower using 91 octane. This is the new Bugatti Chiron Supersport, and it's a little bit like a private jet because it's super fast, it's super luxurious, and you have to be super wealthy in order to travel in one of these. This car is quite longer than the standard car. For an improved aerodynamics, the car comes with features that are quite different than the standard cars, like the vertical exhaust pipe with special air vents with 9 different holes at its top. It has big air curtains as well for air intakes and splitters for downforce. It has an 8-liter quad turbo W16 putting out 1,600 horsepower based on the version of the car you have, having the same carbon stomach brakes as the standard Chiron. So you have got 420mm discs up front, 400 at the back. You have got 8 piston calipers and 4 pads at the front and 6 missing calipers with 2 pads at the back, which should give you some pretty good stopping power. Here's Bugatti's latest fully functional concept car. When talking about fully functional, that means it's not just a shell, it actually has a W16 engine in it. It's called bolide, which means racing car in English. The special thing about this car is its power to weight ratio. It has a power to weight ratio of 0.67. The car weighs 1,240 kilograms, but the horsepower is 1,825. That means it has over 1 horsepower for every 1 kilogram of this car. This car can move up to 0 to 100 kilometers in 2.2 seconds. This car has 2 seats, the wiper at the center. It has 4 tires with a fancy disc at each leg. It has 4 exhausts and it's very comfortable. It has a more light design light at the front near where the engine is located, which was inspired from the stories from the past. This is the Hennessy Venom F5. This car has a logo at its front. The reason why it is called the Venom F5 is based on the Fujita scale, which measures tornadoes. F5 is the highest and it measures from 261 to 318, which has to be the target speed of this car. Coming around the sides of this car, it has an air curtain or aero blade, and it's actually detached from the rest of the front clamp of this car, and its purpose is to clean up, channel and design the air around the front wheel, as well as provide the downforce near the back. It has a rear deck lid which intakes air and channels it to the rear boxes in the car, which then feed air directly to the turbos. And lastly, talking about the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, it's one of the latest, greatest and fastest hypercars ever made. Only 125 of these supercars will be made, costing around £2.3 million each. It uses a 5.1-liter twin-turbo flat-plane crank V8. It also uses 1,578 brake horsepower and 1,106 pounds for it to absorb. It takes around from idle to 8,500 rpm in 0.2 seconds, and also it goes 310 miles per hour.